Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the One Training Family Podcast in 2022. It's been a minute since we've seen each other. I'm your host, Steve Heard. Since we last talked, there has been a ton of stuff get announced and shown and revealed and what have you. I was basically saying the same thing 3 times in a row. Anyway, let's waste no time and get things started with Pokémon Vengeance Arceus. Since we are 2 weeks away from this game. Good God, I am so looking forward to this game. This is probably my most anticipated game of 2022. Followed up by Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Oh my God, that game also looks phenomenal. That's going to be a very strong 1-2 punch for the first quarter of 2022, and both games just look excellent. I'm really looking forward to both. And so, the Pokémon Company put out a 13-minute long gameplay video on Thursday showcasing more of the game, which includes some of the following details, including being able to send out your Pokemon to attack trees and rocks to obtain certain items, particularly for crafting items such as Pokeballs and potions. Certain Pokemon will go into an alert state if they notice you, and will deflect any Pokeballs to try to throw at it, so you're going to have to actually battle them in order to catch them. Certain Pokemon can get distracted by throwing berries near them, which in turn can let you have a better chance of actually throwing your Pokeball at them. Additionally, if you start a battle while the Pokemon is not seeing you, so if you, say, toss a Pokeball from behind, then the Pokemon will be caught unaware, and which will basically give you an extra turn. So it's basically a free flinch in a way, so there's an actual strategy to even just encounter a Pokemon. Additionally, using moves in Strong Style and Agile Style both will use twice as much PP than just using the move normally. And I feel like that's kind of a fair trade-off, actually, because that way it prevents moves being used in Agile Style basically being a free A-button spam. There's some actual strategy involved in these battles, so that is a good thing. Also, during the trailer, during that video, particularly with the fight against Cleaver, I still don't know the official pronunciation of it, it was using Stealth Rock, and it actually did damage when the move was actually used, so it seems like some of the hazard moves might get reworked in this game, which is really, really interesting. But who knows at this point? This is going to be really... This is so interesting. I just can't get over the fact I'm so excited about this game. Next up is the trade post, which is where we're going to be able to trade Pokemon. I believe that was already said in an earlier news dump, but I'm probably just blanking. So, regardless, it's been said already. And they showcased missions and quests. The missions help progress the main story, while quests are essentially just full of side quests for like getting additional items and whatnot. And after each mission, you get points for how much you've done for your Pokedex, and which in turn will help you increase your research level. And also, after each mission, you get rewarded with things like extra money and certain items. If you were to black out, though, the game will tell you which items that you have lost after you black out. I do recall hearing about something like that a couple months ago. I don't remember when, but I do remember that being mentioned early on, like a few months ago, I believe. I don't remember. And in that video, they also did show you one of the quests being completed as a kind of like an example. A couple of other things include showing the player's lodging area and some of the clothes you can get early on, as well as some of the hairstyles, which is all neat and dandy. But other than that, there wasn't really much to show off because we are just so close to the release of this game. There's not really much else that they could show without spoiling a major part of the game, which can make sense. Alright, moving on from that, because we got some other stuff to discuss. We'll come back to Legends in a moment. But first, a new animated video called Beatty's Big Stand came out a few days ago. My god, this video was so well done. It's very well animated. It's so cute. Just overall, it's so wholesome. I absolutely loved it. Everything about it was just so well done. And I loved it. It's got a great aesthetic, got great music. There's no dialogue, but it doesn't need it. It's just overall a fantastic video. I just can't get enough of it. It's so cute. Alright, moving past that. So, Sword and Shield, as we have our first distribution of the shiny Gavarian birds are going to be coming out pretty darn soon. But they're going to be given out in official online competitions, which is a little weird. You just need to register and participate in one battle. Doesn't matter if you win or lose in one battle. As long as you participate in one battle, you'll be eligible to get each bird. So the way this goes is shiny Gavarian Articuno will be given out during February's International Challenge. Shiny Gavarian Zapdos will be given out during March's International Challenge, and Shiny Gavarian Moltres will be given out for April's International Challenge. The registration for February's will be from February 3rd to the 17th, with battles occurring from the 18th to the 20th. March's International Challenge registration starts on February 24th and ends on the 10th of March, with battles occurring from the 11th to the 13th. And finally, registration for April's International Challenge is from March 31st to April 14th, with battles occurring from April 15th to the 17th. Currently, there's no word about future distributions of the shiny Gavarian birds outside of these official competitions, so if you want to get your hands on the shiny Gavarian birds, you're going to have to do a little bit of participation in this online competition, which, I mean, saves us from having to go to the store just to get a code. So I guess that's good, but the kind of locking this to an online competition is, I don't know. I'm torn on it, but like I said, you only just have to do one battle, so it doesn't matter how crappy you do or how well you do. Like I said, as long as you just do one battle, that is enough to make you eligible to receive a shiny Gavarian bird. So that's good, I guess. That way everyone can get a chance to try out an official competition and see if they like it. And if they don't, then, oh well, they get a free shiny for participating. So, so I guess that's good. That's, in a way, that's good. And also the shinies for the Gavarian birds are really freaking cool. They're the color scheme of the Cantonian forms, which is so freaking cool. I don't think I've ever commented on that. It's honestly one of Sword and Shield's best shinies, honestly. Sword and Shield has, does not have great shinies for the new Pokemon. Some of them have great ones, but a lot of them are just, not really my favorite. Alright, so let's go back to Legends, because there is something that I noticed after watching the new gameplay video that came out earlier this week. That's the fact that we haven't seen Decidueye, Typhlosion, or Samurott in any of the official footage that was shown for the game so far. So, does that mean that we might get Hisuian forms for these Pokemon? Or will we get completely new Pokemon for the starters to evolve into? We don't know yet. They've only been showing Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott for all the promotional stuff. We already know the Sinnoh starters are not going to get any sort of treatment because we've already saw Empoleon in some pre-release stuff in one of the earlier trailers, but nothing for Decidueye, Typhlosion, or Samurott yet, which is really interesting. So that does lead me to the belief that we might very well get Hisuian forms. A lot of people on Twitter are saying that we might very well get Hisuian forms for these Pokemon. And I didn't think about it much at first, but after watching this trailer, I was like, okay, maybe they are actually going to come out with Hisuian forms for the Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurai. These would be the first starter Pokemon to receive such a treatment, which is no doubt a good thing. It's kind of surprising that no starter Pokemon prior to Legends got any sort of regional variant. I mean, they didn't really need to get regional variants because then what's the point of making a new Pokemon if you're just going to make regional variants for them? So I feel like, excuse me, voice crack. So by having Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurott get Hisuian forms, I think it's probably the right move because, because we've got to remember that it was Professor Laventon that brought these Pokemon over to Hisui. These are not natives in the region, so maybe they'll undergo some sort of change to adapt to the region upon evolution, just like a lot of other regional variants, which no doubt would be a really cool idea. But that said, if we do get Hisuian forms for Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurott, what could happen to the rest of the Alola, Johto, and Unova starters? Will they get Hisuian forms after launch in the form of some sort of DLC with some brand new areas where you can actually catch those Pokemon? We just don't know yet, but it does make me doubtful that it's going to happen, but at the same time, the idea of Hisuian Primarina just sounds so good to me, but I'm not getting my hopes up because we don't even know if the game even is going to have post-launch DLC in the first place. But I have a feeling they might do that as probably either late this year or next year if they really want to. But whatever. That does never mind, actually. I lost my train of thought. So let's move on from that and start talking about the anime, because the next batch of dubbed episodes for Master Journeys will be coming to Netflix on January 21st. Cool, I guess. I haven't been watching Jan all that much lately. Been busy. Also, I'm just getting sick and extraneous stuff. But on Christmas Eve, it was revealed that Cassidy and Butch are going to be returning for an upcoming episode in the anime. That is so exciting, because the last time we saw them was back in Diamond and Pearl. So it's gonna be great to have those characters back, and I'm so looking forward to hearing the gag of Butch's name being said incorrectly. It's gonna be such a funny gag for a lot of people, especially veteran viewers like myself. So it's going to be so nice to hear his name get butchered again. I am not sorry about that pun. Alright. Also for Journeys is further details for the upcoming Legends arc were revealed Thursday night. Well, Thursday night, it's a Friday morning. As a new poster was shown off. That's the wrong page. In this tiny little screenshot that Sarah posted on his website and also in a tweet, we get to see that Brock is coming back along with Team Galactic. Really interesting to see Team Galactic come back, because we know that Cyrus got into his new world at the end of the Team Galactic arc in Diamond and Pearl, but it was just Cyrus and Cyrus alone. The rest of Team Galactic did not go with him. So that might very well mean that Team Galactic was not disbanded, and it's possible that Cyrus probably took over, because we do see Cyrus, Jupiter, and Mars in one of the screenshots. And in the screenshot that has Brock, we get to see that he has his DP design. Please let Brock have Krogunk. If he doesn't, we riot. But it does make sense for why Brock's coming back, because the Lake Trio is going to be involved, and given that the DP Trio has quite a connection with the Lake Trio, for those who recall to Diamond and Pearl, it makes sense for Brock to come back to get him involved in this stuff. So that is cool. Really looking forward to this. It kind of sucks that it's only going to be on Amazon Prime in Japan, though. Hopefully it'll come to the West in some way. Whether it be a Netflix exclusive or Pokemon TV or what have you. I want to see these episodes come to the West That way we don't have to get a Japanese Amazon Prime account. So who knows at this point? Hopefully the episodes will be good too. And also, apparently, Erica is going to be coming back next week, and this one will, of course, be focusing on Leafeon, so that is pretty darn cool. Also, Sophocles is going to be coming back in an episode, I believe, in February, so that's dope. I'm really looking forward to seeing him again, and I believe this one's going to be being set in Moss Deep City. That's dope. It's awesome to see that we're getting an Alolan character on their own come back outside of the Alola region, so that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that, as well as seeing Brock again. I'm kind of surprised to see that Brock's coming back for this first, instead of bringing him back with Misty for the 25th anniversary, because they brought back Brock with Misty twice in Sun and Moon, but he's going to come back for this special in Journeys, which is really interesting. Very intrigued as to what this special is even going to contain, because we really don't know much about it prior to it airing. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess that's all we can really do. All right. And also, side note, I finally got around to watching Pokemon Secrets in the Jungle a few days ago. I was just relaxing at home, and yeah, I thought it was actually a pretty darn good movie. I of course watched the dub, because it was just the easiest way to watch it for me. But overall, very solid plot. Coco is a very good character. It's a little weird hearing Zarude talk, but then again, a lot of past Mythicals have done so too, so it's really not that awkward. But I really do like the bond that Ash and Coco built up during this movie. So that's awesome. Just everything about it was just really well done. Great visuals. At least for the dub, the music was pretty good. And just overall, it was just a very, very nice movie. I very much liked it. In terms of the AU movie so far, I think I would put Secrets in the Jungle in between Power of Us and I Choose You. Because, well, I still like I Choose You. Secrets in the Jungle is just a better movie overall. But I still think Power of Us is the best of the AU movies that we've gotten so far. But overall, like I said, pretty darn good movie. It's obviously not the best, but it's also not the worst either. So, just overall, again, it's very good. It's very, very enjoyable, and it's just a fun time. So I definitely recommend giving it a watch if you do get the opportunity to watch it. All right, moving past that, we have Pokemon Evolutions, as the final episode had aired back in December, which brought the conclusion to Pokemon Evolutions as a whole. This was definitely one of the better Evolutions episodes. I still think the Alola episode is my favorite, with I think with Helen and then Kanto rounding out the top 3. Like, it was really in the latter half of Evolutions when each episode actually started to get good, because prior, at least except Alola, the rest were just okay. It kind of was a weird impression on the first episode, especially with the way Leon looked. But the rest of the lineup was, it was all right. Like I said, I very much enjoyed the Alola episode the most. But the second half of Evolutions especially was fantastic. They really ramped up the quality, and it was just overall, it was great. Especially Helen and Kanto. Those were absolutely fantastic episodes. Just very much enjoyed them a lot. It was really cool to see both Blue and Elaine. Oh, Green and Elaine. Wow, I really went by their Japanese name. Go me. But yeah, we got to see Green and Elaine in the same episode, because this is, of course, based on Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So we got to see not only both of those characters, but also Trace as well. And I really like the way they handled Trace in this episode. as he and Green were racing through Cerulean Cave to get the Mewtwo, only to find out that Elaine got there before both of them. And funny enough, they actually gave a player protagonist actual dialogue with Elaine in this episode. It was nice. Same goes for the rest of the episode as a whole. And just overall, it was a very nice conclusion, although I do wish that the entirety of Evolutions had this kind of quality. Because while the animation I feel like was fantastic, and same goes for the music and voice acting, just the overall plots of each episode was it started to only get good once we got to the Sinnoh episode. But again, Alola was the exception for me, and because that one was actually just really good. Then again, I'm very biased toward Gen 7 as a whole, so take that as you will. But I'd really say the Kanto episode was definitely strong. It was definitely a very strong episode. Joda was also very good too. Very different from the rest. With Hoenn, of course, being a very well done episode, and Sinnoh was weird because not right in the sense that it was focused on Barry instead of like Lucas or Dawn, but more of Barry was not all hyperactive. It was more of showcasing his growth throughout his journey. Overall, Evolutions as a whole, I'd say it was okay. Like the latter half was great, but the beginning half was just okay with one standout in the first half. But I still think I haven't seen Generations in a while though, so I can't really say if I like this or Generations more. I need to go back and watch Generations and see if my opinions of Generations from back when it was new still hold up here in 2022. Same goes for Pokemon Origins as well. I need to go back and rewatch all that stuff, because I remember really liking both Origins and Generations back when they were new. But as a whole, Evolutions, it was alright. It definitely could have been better, but it also could have been much, much worse. So I'd say it was pretty alright. Alright, moving on from that. Also back in December, Pokemon uploaded the entirety of Diamond and Pearl's soundtrack to their YouTube channel under the Pokemon DP Sound Library, and even has its own website where people can make their own playlists and download the music as long as it's not used for profit. However, it seems like the website is region locked, which is very unfortunate. But luckily, the YouTube version is still up on their Japanese YouTube channel, so that's good. But at first I was conflicted about this, because if for some that recall, from 2013 until 2018, Pokemon released all their game soundtracks on iTunes, starting with X and Y, then went to Auras, and released the older games with Ruby and Sapphire, all of Generation 4, all of Gen 5, and when they released Black 2 and White 2's soundtrack on iTunes, they included all the extra songs that were included in Pokemon Emerald and Platinum in that soundtrack, because Emerald's music was not with Ruby and Sapphire's, and Platinum's music was not with Diamond and Pearl. Then, of course, we got Sun and Moon, but no Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, surprisingly. And they just went straight to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but they stopped it at Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. We never got the Sword and Shield soundtrack made available on iTunes, which is weird. So I was conflicted about that at first, about the DP Sound Library, because while it's great that people can just go to the specific website and download the music, it was region locked. So that means that not a lot of users outside of Japan can access the website at all, which is very unfortunate. The only way to do it legitimately is by going to their YouTube channel, or just purchasing the album on iTunes, which is what I did. It's kind of, it's baffling that they didn't expand to other platforms like Spotify, for instance, because there are a lot more users on Spotify and even Apple Music. I'm kind of surprised that, of course, the Super Music Collection stuff predates Apple Music, but I feel like they could have re-released all the stuff on Apple Music once that service launched. But no, it's just been an iTunes exclusive, and who knows if we're ever going to get another Super Music Collection again, at least outside of Japan. I'm not sure if Sword and Shield got its soundtrack released on a CD. Let me see. I'm gonna do a quick Google search real quickly. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so it looks like it did not get an official CD in Japan. That is really weird. Alright, I was just looking at the English stuff on Wikipedia. Alright, here we go. Here's the Japanese one. Which have a lot more releases, that is for damn sure. Let's see. Yeah, not even Japan got a music CD for Sword and Shield, because the last music CD that they got was the soundtrack for the Japanese version of Secrets of the Jungle, which was of course called Coco over there. But the last game to get a music CD in Japan was Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Very weird. Not sure what the deal is with that. Who knows? Well, no. Alright, so let's move on to Pokemon Go, as on Sunday, aka the date that this episode will be up, will be Spiel Community Day. And of course, it'll be running from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. And later on in the month, on the 22nd, to be exact, we'll see a Community Day Classic, which is going to be a rerun of the first ever Community Day, which featured Bulbasaur. And this is going to be ran exactly how that old one ran, so from 11 to 2, with all of the corresponding bonuses. What were those details? I'm just going to check Cerebi real quickly. Here we go. So, yeah, it's literally called Community Day Classic, Back to Bulbasaur. And of course, if you evolve Ivysaur into Venusaur during this event, you'll get Venusaur with Frenzy Plant, Triple Catch experience, boosted Incense and Lore module effects, and runs from 2 to 5 p.m. Oh. Huh. I thought it was from 11 to 2. Maybe they did do 11 to 2 at some point for later community days, but I didn't start participating in community days by that point, and this will be 2 to 5 in each local time zone. A little interesting, to be honest. It's good for newer players, but for veteran players like myself, no thanks. But like I said, this is great for not only for new players who missed out on the old community days, but also for people who missed out on the original community days, like me. So it's possible that we're going to see more of these community day classics, which will just be reruns of older community days. That way, they're not taking up a month 16 slot. It's going to be on a separate date. It's not going to be overlapping with Spiel Community Day. So I guess that's fine. Not particularly amazed by this idea, but I mean, it could be good. It could be good. That way you got your modern community days, which go from 11 to 5 p.m. local time, and then you got these community classics, which use the old time frame, the old time window of 2 to 5 p.m., which was really tight. I don't know how we managed it back then. Of course, we didn't deal with the pandemic back when the game first came out, but I digress. Hopefully, these will have the same effects of for people that play at home like me. But I haven't even gone out for community days since the pandemic hit. I think the last time I went out for a community day was Rhyhorn Community Day back in February of 2020, just as COVID was hitting. Wild. Alright, also, for Pokemon Masters, Lucas has finally joined the game, and he's being paired up with freaking Dialga, which is absolutely wild. And also, a new title screen image is being used for the time being and it looks absolutely incredible. And it's just using Cyrus's battle theme on the title screen as well, so that's awesome. This will also add the this also adds the Sinnoh chapter to the villain arc, so that's cool. I got a lot of gems that I can use to scalp for Lucas, but I'm gonna save up my gems for so I can get Cynthia's Cygnus suit renegade form, which of course has her paired up with altered form Giratina. All right. Last thing for today is the fact that also on Thursday night, around the time that Brock was announced to come back for the Legend special, is a little medley video of all DP's Japanese end credits featuring focusing around Dawn's Pip-Up and the rest of her Pokemon, just seemingly out of the blue, and it was just like lots of nostalgia and just, oh my god, everything about that video was adorable. It was just perfect, and just I cannot get enough of it. And just full of neat little references, like Ash's Pikachu and Gibble make cameos in the video, and just overall everything about it was just, it came out of nowhere, and it was just like the Pokemon literally said, Thursday night, let's get the DP stands everything they want. And so we got that and Brock coming back. So now we have the entire DP trio coming back for the Legend special. This is just absolutely insane, and I absolutely love it. It's like the first time I watched it, I was floored when I first saw it, because I'm like, because I think I saw a Honey tweet about it, and I saw that this video came out. I'm like, wait, they did what? And so on their YouTube channel, on their Japanese YouTube channel, it's just like, it's not remixes of the entirety of each song. It's a little medley. But it's like almost like a new version, but not entirely. But oh my god, everything about that video was just adorable, and I can't get enough of it. Like, it's adorable, it's wholesome, it's perfect in every way, shape, and form. And that's all I can really say about it. Alright. Is there anything else that I can add for today? Well, I could talk about Pokemon Cafe Remix, because Garchomp can be recruited in the game. This is going to be a point event, just like Vulpix. I think this is a team point event, if I remember correctly. Also, Chimchar in a special gear is available to be recruited on the mobile version. So that's cool. I haven't played it in a few days. I need to get around to doing that. But also, Dawn Appreciation Day was a few days ago. It was this past Monday, and it was so fun seeing so many people just tweeting so much stuff about Dawn as a whole. Was just amazing. Seeing Best Girl get all the appreciation that she deserves. Love to see it. Oh, and also, something not really Pokemon related, but it does involve Pokemon in some way. And that's the fact that a new Maximus Cup for Tetris 99 is going to be running on from January 21st to the 25th. And this will be focusing around Pokemon Legends Arceus, with the chance to listen to a new song from the game. So that's awesome, and the family players have to collect at least 100 points to get the theme. I don't play Tetris 99, so I don't know what that's all about, but hey, that's cool. I believe that this did something similar for when Sword and Shield was coming out too, so that's cool. Looking forward to hearing it when it comes out, or I might just avoid Twitter at all costs, because who knows how much of a leak it's gonna surface, considering how much BDSP got leaked, and I'm worried about Legends. So that might be a day So that might be a time period to stay off Twitter until the game comes out. But I digress. Is there anything else that I can add before I close? I mean, for those who care about Pokemon Unite, Trevenant's coming to the game, so that's awesome. And I think that's about it. So, yeah, there's not really much else I can add for this week. It's great to be back and actually kicking off the podcast in 2022. Hopefully, we'll get the entire crew in here for next week. But if not, oh well. It just can't be helped. But regardless, very productive episode this week, despite just being a solo Rambo. But regardless, I want to thank you for tuning in. And until next time, through it all, we're still a family. One Shiny family.